The Iraq crisis refers to the ongoing conflict and instability in Iraq since the US-led invasion in 2003 that toppled the regime of Saddam Hussein. The conflict has been characterized by sectarian tensions, political instability, and the rise of extremist groups, including ISIS. After the fall of Saddam Hussein's government, the country descended into chaos, with various armed groups vying for power and control. The US-led coalition struggled to establish a stable and democratic government, and the country was beset by sectarian tensions between Sunni and Shiite communities. In 2014, the conflict took a new turn with the rise of the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, ISIS, a Sunni extremist group that gained control of large swathes of territory in northern and western Iraq. ISIS declared a hijacked caliphate and committed atrocities against civilians, including mass executions and enslavement. The crisis has had a devastating impact on the people of Iraq, with millions displaced from their homes and many others killed or injured. The conflict has also had a profound impact on the country's infrastructure and economy, with much of the country's infrastructure destroyed or damaged, and the economy in shambles. Efforts to stabilize Iraq have been hampered by external factors, including the involvement of regional powers such as Iran and Saudi Arabia. The US and its allies have also been involved in the conflict, providing military support to the Iraqi government and conducting airstrikes against ISIS targets. Despite efforts to stabilize the country, Iraq remains mired in conflict and instability. The conflict has had a profound impact on the region, with the rise of extremist groups and the displacement of millions of people contributing to a wider refugee crisis. The ongoing conflict highlights the challenges of post-conflict reconstruction and the importance of addressing the underlying causes of instability to achieve lasting peace. The US intervention in Iraq, which began with the invasion in 2003, has had numerous negative impacts on Iraq and the wider region. Destabilization of the region. The US intervention in Iraq led to the destabilization of the region, which has had long-lasting consequences. The invasion led to the removal of Saddam Hussein, which created a power vacuum that was quickly filled by various armed groups, including ISIS. The conflict in Iraq also spilled over into neighboring countries, further destabilizing the region. The US intervention in Iraq has caused a significant humanitarian crisis, with millions of Iraqis displaced from their homes and many others killed or injured. The conflict has also had a devastating impact on Iraq's infrastructure, including hospitals, schools, and water and sanitation systems, making it difficult for people to access basic services. The US intervention in Iraq has exacerbated sectarian tensions between Sunnis and Shiites, which has led to increased violence and instability in the country. The US intervention also led to the formation of a Shiite-dominated government, which marginalized Sunnis and contributed to their support for extremist groups. The US intervention in Iraq has contributed to the rise of terrorism in the region, including the emergence of groups like ISIS. The invasion and subsequent occupation created a fertile ground for extremism and terrorism to thrive, as groups capitalized on the chaos and instability created by the conflict. The U.S. intervention in Iraq has been costly, both in terms of human lives and financial resources. The war has cost the U.S. government trillions of dollars, which has had an impact on the country's economy and contributed to the national debt. In conclusion, the U.S. intervention in Iraq has had numerous negative impacts on the country and the wider region, including destabilization, humanitarian crisis, sectarian conflict, increased terrorism, and financial costs. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel.